Drinks to the right.
Welcome back. It's Cameron Feeling on CRTV, and it's time for us to meet Max Abaiko, who is a spoken word artist. Let's hear him.
That's right. I want to present a short slam, which is a motivation to youth. So listen. I must say without any fear of contradiction that life gives you an option which draws your attention to make a decision that matches with your vision. What I'm about to say is not imagination. It may not be mentioned in the Constitution. I may not even have authorization, but I must say life is your creation. You need to establish principles that are aimed at meeting your ambition. So listen, education is not really needed for a man that has got a revelation. All what he needs is determination and adequate preparation by getting an information through a television. See, for you to succeed in this world, you need divine visitation and direction, which can give you a high unction to function in a greater dimension in all your ministration and profession. See, prophetic declaration and proclamation cannot really ensure a solution to your confusion and frustration, but decision making and action taking, which are in the success equation, can give you a solution with utmost satisfaction. Thank you very much.
Amazing. That's so intense. I love listening to spoken word art, but then it's important to understand it as well. And you have written a book, Spoken Word Slam, Learn How to Frame Appealing Lectures, Sermons, and Speeches. Why the keen interest in this subject?
Yeah, it is interesting for our youth to know that spoken word or slam is another medium, or is another way in which they can express themselves. They can talk to the world about the things that they feel through a poem or through spoken word. Yeah. So when you have a message to pass across, when you have a story to tell, you can write it down. Now when you write that story or message using literary devices, it is called a poem. Now when you are performing it on stage like I just did, it's called poetry slam. And if you are performing it with the use of background sound or instrumentalist, it's called spoken word. So what I just presented is a slam.
Yes,
not spoken word.
But if you have music,
your music background, instrumentalist playing at the background, is now spoken word. And spoken word has to do with storytelling. Yes. Why slam? You can just have a short message to pass across with the use of literary devices, particularly rhyming scheme.
So what can people find in this book?
Yeah, this book is particularly for young spoken word artists or upcoming spoken word artists. They can use the book to better orientate themselves on how to write slams or poetry slam or poems. And also those who really love the artwork, yeah, those who really want to tell your story, the story of pain, suffering, they really want to tell it, but they don't know how to make it appealing. They don't know how to make it interesting. They can go through the poems, they can go through the slams that I've written on that book to know how to write it in an appealing manner. That's why I called the book Learn How to Frame Appealing Lectures.
Now, this is really interesting because you have over 50 pieces here. Did you create, is this all yours?
Yeah, it's my creation.
How are you inspired to come up with these different subjects? Because we have everything from youths to romance, and it's a varied mix here.
Yeah, it is also from my experience. You know, I've experienced a lot of issues, seeing things that are not going on well among the youth, in the religiously, evangelism. So I think one of the ways I can contribute my voice to those things for a solution or for a proper management way is to write.
Now, how do you become a good slam artist or spoken word artist for those who are interested in what you do?
Yes, I think the first is the zeal. Yeah, the zeal, when you have the zeal and also the talent, because talent matters, even though we apply skills at the end of the day, but talent matters. If you have, for you to become a spoken word artist or a slammer, the first thing is you need to be on your communication skills. Yes. Yeah, because if you can't talk well, you can't perform. So that is it. So when you are
your vocabulary,
a good speaker, yeah, that is it. And you also need to know the rules of the game, because slam, you should be able to make a difference between slam and spoken word. Yeah, because many people think that spoken word, or many people mismatch slam to be spoken word. So you need to know that slam has to do with just rhyming scheme. yeah, why spoken word has a lot of ingredients, a lot of literary devices like simile, metaphor, euphemism, suspense,
Yes.
suspense, exclamation. All those are injected in spoken word, but in slam is just a recitation, particularly with the use of rhyming scheme. So if one has to become a slammer or a spoken word artist, you should just go through this book.
Where can we find this book?
Yeah, I think I've distributed it in the national libraries, but since I'm in Yaoundé, one can get to me, so I can direct you to the libraries wherever you find yourself, or bookshop in Maroua, in fact, in the region.
What's your number?
So my number, 678-670442. 678-670442. In French. Orange. 659-07-2515. 659-07-2515. You can get me.
Thank you again. Max, I think I'll have you here again because there's a lot more we can learn from you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, and
it will be my pleasure to be here.
If you want to read the book, it's called Spoken Word Slam, Learn How to Frame Appealing Lectures, Sermons, and Speeches.